Prairie Rose School Division board members. Consider the following a reminder that addresses the school board as a unit to aid with board integrity, transparency, and accountability. Board committees are supposed to be made up of only a few board members to expedite research time on behalf of the board. Committees are supposed to research, make a report and recommendations, then report back to the board. Then the board as a whole listens to the report and can choose to follow the recommendations, disregard it completely, or tell the committee to research further. These types of committees are like finance committee or staff liaison, for example, or a special interest committee that may be struck to research and report about something like a bus garage committee, for example. It's a specific group of trustees and others that may seek out information for a new building, location costs, etc., and report back to the board. Committees do not make decisions on behalf of the board. They bring information and recommendations for the board members to enhance the informed decision-making in the boardroom. Committees of the whole. This is not one of those committees. Committees of the whole is designed to discuss without the staff present. An example of this type of discussion is superintendent wage. It appears that your board is abusing committee of the whole, and the statement in the Act stating committees have the right to go into camera. This statement was not designed for committee of the whole. It was designed for the smaller committees, and they do have the right to go into camera so that they can research without disruption and outside influence distorting facts when drawing up their report. The report is then submitted at a public board meeting or in the board package. In the boardroom, the report is then accepted as is, or the committee is directed otherwise. This is when the board may adopt the report as submitted, per se. With the informative committee reports, information in the board package, submissions from the public, and the personal knowledge and opinion of the elected board members, the deliberation of the board is supposed to be in public. The public is not supposed to be able to interrupt or contribute to the discussion at this time, but they are supposed to hear the deliberation. This allows for the public to hear if their elected representative is aligned with their values and to determine who to vote for at the next election. This is part of the accountability piece. The public should have had time to openly communicate with their elected officials between the meetings. They could contribute to the board information package with writing letters, verbal conversations, delegations, and petitions, which are formats that communicate to the board. All of these communication formats from the public should be recognized as information as how the public wants to be represented by the people they elected to do so. Another point of interest, how is the board having communication with the people they are representing? An option would be to have an open dialogue portion at the end of your meetings to hear stakeholder concerns. Again, this should be with the feeling of freedom and respect and without fear of repercussions as a result of their stand. Many other boards have this format, and it is encouraging transparency. A petition is a form of communication from a large number of people all saying the same desire for representation. A letter is one person communicating their desire for representation with the written word. Similarly, a conversation and/or delegation is one person using verbal communication to express their desire for representation. With this said, if the board was truly using democratic representation for the best interest of their students and parents, the numbers say it all. Therefore, dismissing the petition is stifling the voices of over 1,300 people. My question to the board is, did you want 1,300 letters or 1,300 delegations taking up your time? Or is a petition sufficient to see that over 1,300 people are not happy with the current situation and are expecting representation from their elected officials? Can the board really say that those voices don't get heard because the format of communication was undesirable on behalf of the board's tastes? Really? To summarize, when deliberation is held in camera, transparency is destroyed, accountability cannot follow, integrity is questioned. 1,330 people signed this petition, and each and every signature is a voice that, in regards to decision making, is equal to the voice of those who wrote a letter or spoke as a delegation. The point of this? The issue being discussed is a public issue. 1,331 people signed those petitions, or signed that petition, and therefore the public involvement is there. The Public Schools Act states, every school board shall hold its meetings openly, and no person shall be excluded or removed from any meeting except for improper conduct. The public expects that for the purposes of integrity, transparency, and accountability, Prairie Rose School Division Board meeting deliberation must be held in public. Thank you.